Bye-bye, buddy. Hasta luego. We'll see you later. What's up, everybody? Presley Garcia here. I'm out here on the river. Obviously, there's a lot of ice accumulation on the banks, but the middle of the river is open, so it is fishable and it is fishing really well. I am doing what I would like to call lazy fishing, but with that being said, it's not really lazy fishing. It's an overlooked technique that I don't think a lot of fishermen take advantage of. I am using my 9'5" weight. This is a Sage Pulse Reddington reel. I got a 9' 5X leader down to some 6X tippet. A lot of the Euro nymphers are doing this nowadays, and I do it Euro nymphing too. I'm just lazy today and I don't feel like high sticking all day. But jigged streamers. Jigged streamers are a great technique for aggressive feeding trout, and I've caught 3 fish today and hooked into another one just a second ago. They're just super aggressive, and I'm using just 2 jigged streamers. I'll show you those flies here in a second. And all I'm doing is casting them out under an indicator, an oar-lock indicator, casting it out, throwing maybe 2 mins at the beginning of the drift, and then just letting it ride. Whatever my line does, wherever it takes it, that's okay. If it swings, that's fine. I don't care, because these are streamers, so if they move underneath the water, it's not the end of the world. So I have the oar-lock indicator, so it doesn't want to slide up and down my indicator, up and down my leader as I'm fishing, as I'm throwing those mins, as I'm letting it swing through the drift. It's staying still, and I have it about, I don't know, about 6 feet, 7 feet from my first fly. And once again, I mean, I just got some jigged streamers on there, so I'm not snagging bottom too much, and I am just letting them ride, you know, casting 2 mins and then letting the line and the bobber do whatever the hell they want. So here are the flies I'm using. I got a, it has a pine squirrel tail and polar chenille. And then this other one, also rust color, pine squirrel tail, polar chenille. So UV polar chenille. So I'm just throwing those out. They're about 18 inches apart, and I'm just letting them get down, drifting them slowly, finding those slow drifting areas where fish are just sitting on the bottom, picking things apart. And I'm finding a lot of aggressive fish this way. So this is a technique that is a lot of the times overlooked. I could just come out here and strip streamers, but like I said, it's lazy fishing to me. It's really not that lazy, but just cast out, let the bobber do the work, let the flies do the work, and hook into some nice fish. So I'll show you a few videos of the fish. I'll try to catch I don't have my GoPro with me, but I'll try to catch a fish holding my phone using this technique, so I can kind of show you exactly what I'm doing. And if I don't catch a fish, at least you'll see what I'm doing. And don't overlook it, you know. I like to do this from the drift boat all the time, cast it at the bank. You know, a lot of people cast streamers at the bank and strip. I just throw an indicator at the bank with 2 streamers, 2 little jig streamers at the bank, and, you know, this is my go-to technique when I don't feel like really working too hard, don't feel like changing flies very often. You know, I'm just looking for those aggressive fish. So it's a good technique. Don't overlook it. You know, give it a try. All right. I hung my phone up in my waders. Hopefully it stays for you guys to see kind of what I got going on. So around the slow drifting area, hopefully I catch fish here. I'm just going to cast out into that seam line, throw a mend, let the bobber kind of sit right there, let it ride a little bit better. And it went down a little bit. Try to get a little further in that seam line. Just let that bobber do whatever the heck it wants. Especially now at the end of this drift. Boom, there's a fish. Oh, missed him. God dang. Oh, man. All right, mend. Let that bobber do whatever the heck it wants. Throw a little downstream end. Once I get to the end of my drift, I'm just going to pinch my line and let it swing back to me. See how it's kind of coming back to me? I might throw a little jiggle here and there. Throw some jiggles, not happening. Strip a couple times, make sure there's no fish following, and recast. So to me, this is lazy fishing. Doesn't have to be called lazy fishing. A lot of line management. Oh, I don't know if there's a snag there. I did hook into a fish a second ago. I saw him. There's a brown trout, so maybe I'll catch a fish for you guys on camera. If you guys are lucky, if I'm good enough. If the guide skills come in power here today. There's one. Oh my gosh. And if you're like me, you just miss the hook set. The bad thing is when I get to the tail end of my drift, I want to lift up and trout set, and I really should strip back towards the bank. So right here, it's at the end of my drift. I'm just gonna pinch my line, let it swing back to me as if those bait fish are swimming away. I might throw a few jigs, and then about there, I'm gonna strip twice, see if anything's following it. Once I can see my flies and I see nothing's chasing, I will recast. So it's not a very complicated technique. Just trying to get a good dead drift until the bobber gets about even with me. So right here where the bobber's even with me, I don't even care about the dead drift anymore. I'm just letting it go, see what happens. And it went down. There's probably a snag there. I didn't see a flash on the fish there like I have the last couple strikes. So, you know, once it gets even with me, who cares what it does? Let it happen. Let it ride. Let it sit. See if I can hook the fish. Oh, damn, that was one. Right as I was going to recast. So, I mean, I'm hooking into a lot of aggressive trout. I'm not working very hard at all. I mean, it's nymphing, putting in their face, right? There at the end of my drift, let it swing back towards me. Maybe throw a few jiggles. I'll strip, no fish chasing, recast. Oh man, to get that good line. And then now it's even with me, let it ride, who cares? Oh, that one wasn't a fish, it just went down. I might have snagged bottom there. Try to get out further in that current. One bend. There we go. Let's see. So just let it ride. Not much to it. There's one. Alright, since I'm here, I'm going to show you guys how I re-rigged. So, this is how I was rigged. You can call me dumb, but I always use a tippet ring, or if I'm nymphing, I didn't have any, but I used micro swivels. So this is like a 5X leader, and I'm coming down with 6X. I mean, these fish are aggressive, and they're not going to break me off. I mean, it's 2.5 pound test. I got a light rod that's going to take the tippet about, I'd say about 15 inches down from my tippet ring or micro swivel. I have my first fly, and then about another 12 to 18 inches down, I got my second fly. So nothing crazy. And then, you know, about 7 feet up the leader, I have my oar lock indicator, just so that way when I swing, it's staying in the same spot. So nothing crazy. All right, this is pretty not hard. The only thing is I gotta watch my back cast and all these bushes. That's why I like that other side a little bit better. Nonetheless, see if we can catch fish. Yep. There we are. Oh, he's gonna go for that ice shelf. Get my net out. Hello, dirty. Just a little fella, but nonetheless, a good fish. Pretty aggressive. A Jake streamer. Boom. In the net. Fly will be out in like 2.4 seconds. Just get that. Like that. Jake streamer, put him back in. Beautiful brown trout. Let him go back home. Bye bye, buddy. So like I said, that's pretty easy technique. Jig streamer's under an indicator. You can Euro nymph them if you want to. I'm lazy. Just cast it out, throw a couple mans. Once the bobber gets even with you, just leave it alone, let that thing swing, do whatever it wants. I will warn you though, if the bobber is lower than you, you can't just trout set. You got to kind of sweep it towards your downstream hip. That's how you're gonna set the hook there once the bobber gets lower than you. If you trout set, your chances are, I mean, it's 50-50, but you're probably gonna pull it out of its mouth. You're gonna not hook up as much. That's what happened when I was on the other side of the river there. But anyways, yeah, give it a try. Super overlooked technique, super easy, super simple, lazy fishing, and it works. It produces, finds us good quality fish. and minimal casts. I mean, pretty fun, pretty easy. So hope you guys enjoyed the video. Like, subscribe, smash that bell, do all that YouTube lingo that I'm unaware of. And if you want to book a trip with me, go ahead and shoot me a message on Instagram or call Wolf Creek Anglers in South Fork, Colorado, and I'll show you a good time.